Hi, I'm Jay Snyder, Senior Vice President of Partners and Alliances here at Dynatrace, and I'm really excited to be joined by Bram from Deloitte here today. Bram, would you introduce yourself, please?
Of course, it's great to be here, Jay. So I'm Bram. I lead our engineering work for regulated industries in Deloitte, Belgium.
Bram, I'm seeing that data is becoming the lifeblood of most all organizations today. And in fact, data sovereignty is growing in importance exponentially. I guess there's a couple of questions here. One, why do you think that's happening? And two, maybe for someone who's not as familiar with the space, what is data sovereignty?
Well, to start with the first question, Jay, I think the topic of sovereignty is becoming more and more important by a few factors. There's an increasing focus on compliance. You see some market trends also influencing, and geopolitical changes also make the topic much more important nowadays. Now, on your question what sovereignty is all about, that is actually quite interesting because there's no one definition of sovereignty. It's a bit of a moving target, you could say, but at its core, it's always about more control over the data of organizations and sufficient resilience when it comes to recovering from any incidents.
As you start to think about the customer and what they're having to face in regards to sovereignty, what are some of the types of projects or programs, initiatives that you see becoming commonplace to attack sovereignty as an issue?
Well, you see them, quite a lot of customers, they feel the need for more compliance, more sovereignty coming their way. So a lot of the projects we do today is actually assessing with them what it will imply for them, for their IT organizations, and to see how they can proactively address those needs to be ready by the time they actually need to be compliant. And you see in parallel that their technology footprints are becoming increasingly more complex. They are all going to cloud, sometimes multiple cloud providers. The spectrum of technology they are using is increasing rapidly, and for them to feel comfortable on how data flows, where it is stored, how it is accessed, is becoming a very difficult matter for many of them.
So if we're in a situation and you've gone through the analysis and you've started to determine you are at risk for sovereignty issues, what are some of the logical ways that companies use technology to help them understand the implications of sovereignty in their world?
It's a good question, Jay. So what you see many clients thinking about now is to really double down on their observability strategy. They really feel that they need to have an end-to-end view, both in real time and historically, on what is happening in their IT shop across all the layers of the stack. And the only way to do that is by breaking those traditional silos of departments you see in IT organizations and really get that holistic end-to-end view.
But I can imagine that's not easy to do. What do you see as some of the logical barriers that you're facing in trying to drive some of these data sovereignty programs?
Well, I think actually from a technology perspective, we're quite well covered because Dynatrace as a solution, for example, actually seamlessly helps us address this from a technology perspective. The tricky thing is how to change the organization to follow this, because there is always a risk of these IT organizations that they stick to the models of the past and they actually keep working in silos, although they have a holistic end-to-end view.
Bram, based on the way you described us working together with Dynatrace's technical expertise and its platform, it really does seem like a marriage made in heaven where we can bring things together to deliver for our collective clients around data sovereignty. I'm guessing that's why it makes it such a beautiful partnership and why we're having such great success in the market together.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. And it is by really working together that we get the best results for our clients.
It's fantastic. Well, I really appreciate the conversation, but it sounds like together, Deloitte and Dynatrace, we can solve all those problems and we can hopefully deliver beyond those problems to some business value.